Hi, this is Dave at TitleSearch.com. Here's 3 steps of buying a foreclosure property which can help you go through the process to get a good deal on a foreclosure or distressed property. The first step is to identify certain aspects of that property. Identify the market, identify the type, identify the neighborhood. You want to identify the market you want to invest in. Is it residential? Is it single family? Is it multifamily? Is it commercial? Why that's important is because if you're going to focus on one area, you want to know as much as you can about that market. Are they larger homes that might be 3,000 or 4,000 square feet? Do you want to identify smaller homes for rental properties? The type of property is important as well. Are they luxury homes? Are they basic homes? Are they in family neighborhoods? Are they in condo, single person neighborhoods? That's going to affect how you're going to buy that property. The neighborhood's important as well. You want to be aware of that neighborhood. Ideally, the neighborhood is going to be small enough where you can pretty much know by driving by a house what it should sell for by its appearance and knowing every other house that's sold in that neighborhood, let's say in the last 6 to 8 months. Step 2 is to investigate the specific property. This is the most important step. You want to investigate the condition of that property to the extent that you can. On a foreclosure, many times you may not be able to get inside the house, but by knowing the history of the ownership of that property, has it been abandoned for a long time? Was it destroyed? Are there ads that were in Craigslist for people selling off the contents of that home, including the cabinets, including the fixtures, maybe including the appliances? So you can investigate that history a little bit. You want to investigate the title. Were there mechanics liens? Were there repairs? Are there tax liens? Are there homeowners association delinquencies that are due? You also want to investigate the desirability of that particular house. Is there something about the backyard? Does it back up to a stream that overflows? Does it back up to a school where there's a lot of loud noise? Does it back up maybe to another house where there's a lot of junk back there? Do whatever kind of investigation you can by walking around, peeking in, talking to the neighbors, investigating the title history, of course. As far as condition, sometimes you may be able to get access if there's a property manager, if there's somebody that's brought in to even cut the grass. You can ask them, hey, while you're cutting the grass, can I peek in the windows? Make sure what you do is legal. Step 3 is pricing. You don't have to just pay a flat price for a foreclosure. You can actually negotiate the price on a foreclosure. Here's how you do it. Start out by negotiating the liens. If there are liens on that house that are going to accrue to you as a investor buyer, you can negotiate those liens lower. We have a separate video on that you can take a look at. Obviously, on a short sale, you can negotiate both with the lender and the seller to get that price down. How do you negotiate on a pure auction property? Well, you can influence what the price is going to be. If there are defects on that property, you want to make sure that every single buyer knows about those defects. You can force an announcement by that auctioneer. If you know about defects that are legal defects or encumbrances, you can request that that auctioneer announce those as part of the auction. There may be a legal requirement for them to do that if they are a fiduciary. You can also force placing of notices of ordinance violations. If there are mechanics liens, if there are zoning violations, if there are uses which are not allowed, you can force posting of notices on the property so that anybody who's going to bid on it that drives by will see notices, and that may put them on record as being aware of that, and that may help drive the price down at auction. Again, you don't want to artificially influence an auction by doing any kind of show bidding or posting things that aren't correct. But if there are things that are defects, you want to make sure that every buyer knows about them so nobody's artificially bidding higher because of the fact they don't know about things. And you can even discuss things at an auction about liens or other judgments to make sure that everybody's aware. That'll help keep the price down so you're not overpaying for a property. Those are just 3 areas where you can influence pricing and your advantage on buying a foreclosure property. So not only are you getting that great discount by buying a distressed piece of real estate, but you're making sure that the price doesn't get out of hand at the auction.